Hi, I'm Jordan Rubin, and this is Ancient Medicine Today, brought to you by DrAxe.com. Ancient Medicine Today is here to teach you how to use food as medicine. And speaking of medicine, the topic today is going to help you out a great deal. We're going to talk about the urinary tract, more specifically, urinary tract infections. UTIs affect millions and millions of people a year. Women are more affected than men, certainly, but men can have bladder infections and prostate infections as well, and they're painful. I've had them, I know. I want to tell you, though, that you can prevent and even better yet, treat urinary tract infections naturally. Now, let me say this right up front. If you are experiencing a urinary tract infection, if you have chronic urinary issues such as cystitis, interstitial cystitis, we are not suggesting to replace your medicine with what we're going to share today. If you're dealing with a UTI, you got to be very careful because you can develop a kidney infection, which can be much more damaging. If you've got a urinary tract infection, I recommend you consult your physician, and we're going to give you information that can help alongside the medicine, particularly the antibiotic you may be using, or if you are very early on in the process, maybe give these natural remedies a try. So we're going to tell you how to treat and avoid urinary tract infections, and we have a Bladder Soothe formula to help you overcome the condition once you've got it. And if you have frequent UTIs, you're going to love this information because you can help prevent them. And after all, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Folks, if you're somebody who's watching and knows right now 5 people that need to hear this information, I want to encourage you to click that share button. Click this link, share the video with others, particularly women that you know need this information, because I personally know people who have 4, 5, even 6 UTIs a year, and they are really damaging to life and health, etc. So let's get started. Number 1, avoid factory farmed meat. Now, you might know that organic can be more nutritious and have less pesticides, etc., maybe less GMOs, but did you know that factory farm meat contains small doses of antibiotics? That's right, most of the antibiotics in America are given to livestock, conventional chickens, beef, turkey, etc., eggs as well. When you consume factory farm meat, or when you consume conventional meat in general, you are getting small doses of antibiotics, and what that does is it trains your microbes to become resistant. When you have a UTI and it's severe, you might need an antibiotic. The antibiotics won't work as well with resistant bacteria. So avoid factory farm meat. Go for grass-fed. Go for local. Always ask about what the animals eat. And if you want to be sure, go for organic. Best of all, pasture-raised organic. Grass-fed organic would be the ultimate. Wear loose clothing. This is probably obvious, but when you're dealing with a UTI and you're dealing with bacteria, and then there can also be yeast as well, especially if you're on an antibiotic, you want to wear loose clothing, particularly when you're dealing in the crux of it, because very tight undergarments and garments can create a warm, moist environment, which is ideal for bacteria to thrive, and that can cause UTIs. And think about the urogenital system. There are a lot of ways to contaminate that area. So you want to be very careful when you're dealing with something. Some people that have recurrent UTIs know that, oh, I'm starting to feel it. It's burning when I urinate. I know what's happening. You want to immediately try to get loose clothing on. Definitely utilize some of the principles we're going to share today. Number 3, stay hydrated. People say to me, Jordan, if I have the first onset of a UTI, what should I do? I can tell you what to do. This is a great kidney cleanse, urinary tract cleanse, and it works in minutes. I encourage you to get distilled water. You want water that has very little minerals in it. And you want to drink a quart or a liter, those are basically the same size, of pure water as quickly as possible. Now, some people are small, and drinking a quart of water, a liter of water, is cumbersome and makes you feel super bloated. But here's the deal. Even if you're starting to burn a little bit, drink a lot of water, get that stuff out, you will do a great kidney and urinary tract flush by drinking a quart of water as quickly as possible. Number 4, consume probiotics. Probiotics are critical to balance the gut. When the gut is balanced, the urinary tract is balanced. If you have a UTI and you are on antibiotics, you definitely want to take a probiotic at the same time to prevent yeast infection or to prevent something systemic. I recommend a probiotic with SBOs or soil-based organisms because they are very effective at keeping yeast at bay and can be highly antimicrobial. Look for a probiotic with fermented foods included, and also eat some fermented foods. You're looking right now at yogurt, curd cheese, kefir, kvass, kombucha, cider vinegars are great. Probiotic foods are wonderful. If you're intolerant to dairy, obviously, avoid that. I'm Jordan Rubin here for Ancient Medicine Today, and we're teaching you how to naturally treat urinary tract infections, how to avoid them, and we're going to give you our Bladder Soothe formula for people who have recurrent UTIs or they are dealing with one right now. Number 5, garlic. Garlic is nature's antibiotic. Consume garlic raw, roasted. You can make a tea out of it. Sure, it stinks, but it doesn't stink nearly as bad as having a UTI because, man, is that painful. Consume a few cloves of garlic a day. You can even consume up to 7 cloves a day in food, in tea. Some people just chew it up and eat it. Not my taste, but you can do that. Garlic is very antimicrobial and antifungal. Get good sources of vitamin C. My favorite is lemon. Limes are great as well. Even though those seem acidic, they will help to change the body's pH and are very effective for dealing with a UTI. Can also help flush the body out. When consuming vitamin C, I recommend a whole food form of vitamin C or a fermented form, but if you're someone who benefits from large quantities of vitamin C, I would get a vitamin C that has cofactors, bioflavonoids, etc. And I think 1,000 milligrams a day is probably where I would go. I'm not a big 10,000, 20,000 milligram vitamin C guy. I'd rather do it through citrus and vitamin C rich foods, peppers, broccoli, etc. Lemongrass is amazing. I had some fresh lemongrass the other day. I put it in a cup and I poured boiling water over it. Lemongrass infusion or tea is amazing. Lemongrass essential oil consumed orally, 2 to 3 drops, 2 to 3 times a day is amazing. Lemongrass diffused or just inhaling it is also soothing to the body, particularly the urinary tract. And one of the standby natural remedies for UTI is D-mannose. D-mannose is a polysaccharide. It's a sugar that actually prevents bacteria from adhering to the urinary tract. D-mannose is found in cranberry, and that's one of the main reasons cranberry is good for UTIs. So consume D-mannose as recommended. Just buy a powder, consume it as recommended 1 to 3 times a day. If you want more information specifically on D-mannose or on UTIs, visit drax.com for great articles. Here's the biggest one, essential oils. Essential oils are tremendous to help with the urinary tract. We're going to share in a moment a DIY Bladder Soothe blend, but it's going to be really based on essential oils. Any of the antimicrobial, think the Italian spices, thyme, oregano, sage is really good, high antioxidant oils such as basil, etc. Frankincense is great for inflammation and the immune system, so is turmeric. Ginger is also great, soothes the gut and the urinary tract, as does peppermint. Essential oils consumed orally and inhaled are a great way to boost the body to fight the bacteria and ease the pain of urinary tract infections. So here's a big one, folks. If you're dealing with a UTI right now, whether you're on antibiotics or not, this is what I recommend you doing. Oil of oregano, oregano essential oil, particularly organic oregano, is one of the most powerful antimicrobials known to man. It's also really strong. So we recommend taking a tablespoon of coconut oil. You could also use honey as well. I think you could try both and put 5 drops of oregano oil and just take it. You can do it up to 7 times a day. Spread it out and it will really make a difference. 7 tablespoons of oil is a lot, but coconut oil is also really good for balancing microbes, antiviral, antifungal, and make sure when you're using the DIY Daily Bladder Soothe that you take a powerful probiotic morning and evening on an empty stomach. We believe probiotics with SBOs as well as Saccharomyces boulardii are the most well-rounded for UTIs. I've had great success coaching people with UTIs using probiotics, using oregano oil, D-mannose, etc. You really can get great results. And another good tip, if you're dealing with a UTI, definitely take a bath in lukewarm water as well as some soothing essential oils. Having a UTI can be really stressful. You don't completely evacuate the urine. You're afraid when you're about to go because it's going to burn, and it feels awful. You've probably felt it if you're watching right now. Folks, this DIY Bladder Soothe, also using essential oils such as lavender, rosemary, etc., helps to calm the nerves, which will also be really good for you. So I want to encourage you, if you have a UTI, if you have recurrent UTIs, to follow these simple steps. Avoid factory farmed meat. You want to make sure that you avoid consuming low-dose antibiotics, because when you need an antibiotic, it won't help as much. Wear loose-fitting clothing at the first symptom of a UTI. Stay hydrated. Remember, the Bladder Cleanse Tonic, distilled pure water, 32 ounces, about a quart, as quickly as you can, will start the cleanse process. Consume a probiotic with SBOs on an empty stomach. Double or triple the dose if you feel the symptoms. Garlic is nature's antibiotic. Consume that cooked, raw. You can even put it in a juice. Definitely tastes interesting. Or ferment it. Vitamin C, whole food vitamin C. Make sure that it has cofactors. If you consume high dose, 1,000 milligrams, the most I recommend. Lemongrass herbal infusion or essential oils is great for the body. D-mannose prevents bacteria from adhering to the bladder wall, a great natural treatment for UTIs. And last but not least, essential oils. You want to consume essential oils. You want to inhale essential oils. Think about the antimicrobial ones. Oregano, thyme, marjoram, hyssop, rosemary, sage, and basil are also good. Frankincense and turmeric are good for the immune system. All of this can help you stop a UTI in its tracks. I know how painful they can be, and if you're somebody who has had UTIs, is going through a UTI, or knows someone who does or is, please help us, be on mission with us. Click that share button. Take this video and send it around the world, because together we can stop the pain and suffering that urinary tract issues are causing, and we can even stop them before they start, because an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I'm Jordan Rubin for Ancient Medicine Today, encouraging you to tune in each weekday where we share information that can help transform your health by using food as medicine. See you next time.